In today's video on the Cutlass restoration, we're going to get all this rust covered in epoxy primer. So we started our morning off by getting all the parts out of the trailer. Remember last time we got the body completely coated in epoxy, so now it's time to do the doors, fenders, and all the other miscellaneous parts to the car. Started by acid washing all the parts, and my glove of course ripped right when we started, the only one I had. The purpose of that first acid is just to clean and prep the metal, and then you rinse it off with water to neutralize it. Then the second acid is a zinc phosphate coating, and that is exactly what we're putting on right here with the spray bottles. You're going to want to squirt this on, scrub it in, let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then rinse it off. So once the doors are done, we went to the fenders, and then it was time to lay down some epoxy primer. Now remember, this is not rust. This is the layer of zinc that you were seeing. The moisture will attack the zinc before it attacks the bare metal, so the zinc is almost like a barrier to keep the panel from rusting until we can get epoxy primer on it. Not only does it keep the metal from re-rusting, it also promotes adhesion for when we lay down the epoxy primer. It's going to stick a lot better now that we've acid washed. And when laying down epoxy primer, remember this is CRE I'm using. I did 4 coats, and you're going to want to do about a 25% overlap. Once all of those parts were finished, I actually ran out of hardener for CRE, so I had to go get some the next morning, which is okay because I have 24 hours to coat these doors. So I got the fronts of them coated the night before, and then the next day I came and we flipped everything over and got all of the rest of the parts coated. It feels super good to finally get all of these parts coated in epoxy. I can't wait to reassemble this car and see everything in one color and start body work. Once all of the parts were coated in epoxy primer, I did the backs of the doors, and then I also did the outsides and insides of the fenders. Got everything thrown in the enclosed trailer and everything blanketed so that nothing would get damaged in transportation. So stay tuned for the next video where we finish up our frame.